When IBM first introduced the System 360 in the late 1960s, if you wanted software, you had to have it built yourself. There really wasn't such thing as a software industry, and it wasn't until Unix and departmental computers like the VAX were introduced that the packaged software industry formed. And the goal of packaged software was really to get rid of some of the customization work and the heartache that companies had gone through to get their solutions live. The problem was that companies operated in different countries, their processes were very different, and the granularity really wasn't there and embedded in the packaged software. So companies, again, had to spend a lot of money to make these systems work for their particular processes in specific countries. Now with solutions available in the cloud, built on LAMP stacks, and available as a service, the goal is really to have solutions that are ready to use. The problem is that this is still not addressing specifically the granularity issues that companies have. There will be models that will adapt to this, but if not implemented correctly, it could still cost companies a lot of money. So with cloud and open source really coming to the forefront, does this mean software is going to be cheaper? Not necessarily. Companies will still have to support multiple countries and very granular business processes. This will require customization. And it really doesn't matter what platform the software is served on or built in. It really doesn't address the customization issues. The final reason is that software is still funded in the same way that it was before. And I'd like to go through that right now. You know, when you look at the cost of software, it's really not the cost to serve that's driving price. The cost to serve, particularly for maintenance, is really pennies on the dollar. And it's not customer demand because in many markets, particularly in 2009 and 2010, customer demand is flat or declining. And it's not R&D because in the S&P 500 software sector, R&D is really only 16 cents on the dollar. What it really is it's partly the risk aversion that companies feel in purchasing new brands or new software. And that risk aversion fuels with the incumbent software players a very high amount of spend on brand and marketing, which is unbelievably 58 cents on the dollar for the S&P 500 software sector. And so you're really paying for your own risk aversion in a way when you're paying for software. And then finally, as I said earlier, investors really are driving a lot of the pricing for software. In some cases, the software is not a large enough item for companies to really negotiate heavily for it. And investors are still seeing software as a high growth industry, even though lately, at least, the demographics aren't there, and they are overfunding these companies. And that overfunding simply means that they need very high earnings growth to make their return. And so software companies have to find every way to charge a little bit more for what they provide, whether they're cloud-based servers or SaaS companies, or whether they're traditional software companies.